Hello, how you doing again? Yes, it's that time. Sacred identity. Who am I? And we've been having a discussion again lately, and we've been talking about the woman at the well, the Samaritan woman, and her conversation with someone who could really help her. And I told you before, you need to find somebody who can really help you take care of your needs, because a whole lot of people out there would help you with your wants. And you know what we want is not what we need. We need to get our needs taken care of. And so we talked about that the last time. And I told you this time what we were going to be concerned about is the mere fact that at that well, when they were in the conversation, and again, Jesus, the divine creator, again asked her, look, if you had known who I was, you would have asked me for something to drink, and I would have given you water. I would have given you living water. And see, the thing about this living water is that, we live every day. People can say, I have life, I have life, I have life. But you don't have life. You are living, you exist, and many people live and exist, but they really don't have life. Life is different from just living. So many people are just living, going through the motions, going through the routine every day. Yet they have no joy. They have no happiness. They're angry. They're upset. They're mad. They're holding on to guilt, to shame, to fear. They're feeling rejected, not accepted, feeling not loved. All kinds of feelings, all kinds of negative thoughts. And so the point is, here she is in a conversation with Jesus at the well, one who could help her take care of her needs, her issues. And the first thing she says to him is that, well, give me this living water. Give me this living water so I won't have to thirst again. Again, this was not the physical water. He was speaking of the spiritual water. He was speaking of the relationship. But before he answered her, he said, wait. And this is the key information right here that we have to deal with before we can really get our needs met in the way we need to get them met. He asked her, he told her, go get your husband. Go get your husband. See, this was the test. And we're all tested every day too. This is a test. He wanted to see what she was going to say, what she was going to do with that. He wanted to see if she was going to what? Be honest, tell the truth. And so before we can be set free of anything in our life, before we can be healed, before we can be delivered, we got to be honest with ourselves. See, most people are not honest with themselves. They won't say, I've got a problem, I need help. What they do is go through life in denial. They don't even know that it's a lie, that they live in a lie, that they speak in a lie. They really deep down inside believe they don't have a problem, they don't have issues, because they don't want to face themselves. And if they have to face themselves, they don't know what they might do. They might run away. They might really run away. They don't want to deal with the fear, the anxiety of facing the truth. They want to feel in control, having the power to do what they believe they have the power to do, instead of accepting the fact that there are some things in life that we need some help with. And when you need help, and you need to ask for help. And so here this woman, Jesus knew she needed help. She knew she needed help, but that discussion had not come up yet. But he told her, go get your husband. And guess what? She told the truth. She could have lied. She could have been in denial. But something must have been telling her something about this conversation, or something about this relationship. He's talking about some living water here. And she already knew she was feeling something inside. She was dealing with issues. She wanted whatever he had. She didn't know really what it was. She thought it was water, liquid water, but it wasn't. But again, she wanted whatever he had, because she knew what she was dealing with. She said, I don't I have a husband. And he said, you have spoken the truth. He came back and said, you've spoken the truth. See, when you speak the truth, or when we confess whatever the truth is, when we surrender and go ahead and say, look, I got a problem. I need some help, and this is what's wrong with me. Then help can come. It's almost like going to the doctor, and you sit there and the doctor said, tell me your symptoms, tell me your symptoms. You say, I don't have any, I don't have any, I don't have any. Well, the doctor cannot diagnose you unless you tell him what the symptoms are, unless you tell the doctor what problems you're having. And if you sit there and say, I don't have any problems, I don't have any symptoms, well, you're just going back out the door sick. Well, you go through life continuing to be sick too, continuing to be unhappy, no joy, no peace, no serenity, because you're not willing to deal with the spiritual issues in your life that you have no control over, but you want to control it. Just like you want to control the coronavirus, you can't control it. There's some things you just cannot control. You need some help. You can't control your sugar when it's way out of whack, and people have to end up being on insulin or whatever to try to control it, to try to manage it to some degree. There are some things we need some help with. And so he was offering her help. He was offering her a relationship. And here she is telling the truth. And he said, you have spoken the truth. He told her all about herself. He said, you're right. And the one you're with now is not your husband. And you've been married to how many, well, not married, but how many other men have you been with, in your past, or been married to? What have you? The woman was in sin. The woman was in sin. And we don't even know all the other things she was dealing with, because the word doesn't tell us everything that goes on in a narrative or a story. We can suggest again that it was more than just a problem, with men and not being married and having married a lot of men, adultery, whatever. She realized that, and she said, oh my gosh, he knows all about me. He knows all about me. Isn't that something? When you can find somebody who can understand what you're going through, understand your problem, understand your issues, and you can sit there and say, oh my gosh, they understand me. This person knows exactly what I'm going through. And she says, oh my gosh, she felt something. I'm sure she felt something, because I felt something when I experienced that with Jesus, when I experienced my encounter, when I experienced again from having surrendered, the peace that came over me, the joy that came over me, the serenity that came over me. I can imagine something coming over her, because a connection took place, and the Spirit of Jesus hit within her into that missing place within the well of her life that was missing this relationship. It wasn't the physical water that connected. It was the spiritual water that now connected, that empty place in her soul. And when that connected, she goes, oh, you told me everything about myself, almost to say, who would know anything like that? Surely you must be. Again, surely you must be. And that's the point again that we're getting to. Jesus was able to heal her. He was able to deliver her. He was able to set her free. And after this long discussion, of course, if you get to the end of it, she goes and starts to tell somebody else about, look, if you really want to have get some help, I know somebody that can help you. I can't imagine her saying again, if you want to be healed, delivered, set free, I know somebody that can help you. Come on and have this conversation with this person that I know. And so I'm asking you today to come have this conversation with the one that I know that helped me. I've tried to talk to a whole lot of people in my life that could not help me, not in terms of my need, you can go to all the hospitals and programs and wherever you want to go. You can try to talk to the highest counselors in the world. But if you got some real needs that are spiritual needs that no one else can tackle and get to, and then you're going to have to go to a higher source. It's a spiritual problem. It's a spiritual issue. that only God can take care of. And when God takes care of what's missing spiritually within us, then we're able to reach out into the world and assess again and navigate and hook up and connect with the people out there in the world who can help us. And again, God puts people out there in place to help us. We can seek the right counselor for us. We can seek the doctors for us. We can seek the lawyers for us. We'll know what to do, how to do it, because God is leading us. And God is the overall healer. And he works through people to heal us. Aren't you glad about that today? I ask you again, you got to know who you are. You got to know whose you are. Once you find that connection, once you get into that relationship, you can go far in your life. You're building the foundation now. You know what you need to do. But if you didn't get anything else from this lesson, the first thing you got to do is be honest with yourself. Tell the truth. We got too many lies going on out here in the world. Too much lying going on. False information, misinformation, misrepresentation, fake news. It's all over the place. And even within faith communities, people are not telling the truth. They are not telling the truth. They are distorting God's word. They have manipulated God's word. They have hijacked God's word. That they have made Jesus out to be someone that he's not. And certainly, as I told you in the story that we talked about in the beginning, that he's not racist. He came to abolish racism, classism, sexism, all of these isms in the world that would divide us and keep us apart. And if anybody adheres to that, and anybody falls behind anybody that adheres to that, there's something wrong. Sacred identity. Who am I? Again, view. Please check view. Please subscribe to this channel. Please go to Amazon.com and purchase this e-Kindle or hardback, or just give me an email. Write me sacred identity, one word, 9@gmail.com. And you again just need to go forward and make sure you tell the truth, the whole story.